Hello friends, welcome to the 7th part of the 12th physics animation series of physics and animation. In the previous videos, we saw that if we have a charge q placed in vacuum and we place another charge q naught at distance r from it, then the charge q will exert a force on q naught. But the question arises that how this force is being exerted, given that there is nothing between the two charges. To explain this, concept of a field is introduced. According to this concept, charge q creates a field around itself. When another charge is brought near the charge q, the field acts on the charge and exerts a force on it. This field is called the electric field. A relationship was given stating that the force exerted by q on q naught is equal to q naught multiplied by the electric field E created by q. If we consider q naught to be a unit positive charge, then the electric field created by the charge q numerically equals the force applied on q naught due to q. This means that at any point in space, the electric field caused by a charge q can be said to be the force that a unit charge would experience at that point. The charge that is used to measure the intensity of the electric field at a point is called a test charge and is usually taken to be positive. The charge whose electric field we are considering is called the source charge and it should remain fixed in its position. It's important to note that if we bring the positive test charge close to the source charge, it may cause the source charge to move, which we don't want, and hence the test charge is taken to have a negligible magnitude. Now we can modify force equal to q naught E as electric field E equal to F by q naught. Since force is a vector quantity, electric field will also be a vector quantity whose direction will be same as that of force. This is why we call electric field a vector field. The direction of electric field can be understood in such a way that if a positive test charge is placed near a positive source charge, the positive test charge will repel and move radially outward. This shows that the electric field lines of a positive charge are radially outward. On the other hand, if we take the source charge as negative, it will exert an attractive force on the positive test charge. The test charge will move radially inward, indicating that a negative charge generates a radially inward electric field line. In this way, we get an imaginary picture that shows the electric field line emerge from the positive charge and enter into the negative charge. In upcoming videos, we will understand the concept of electric field lines in an even better way. For now, let's talk about the equation of electric field. If we talk about the SI unit of electric field, it is equal to F by Q, where the unit of force is Newton and the unit of charge is Coulomb. This gives us the SI unit of electric field as Newton per Coulomb. In addition to this, we also know about the Coulomb force, according to which force F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by Q1 Q2 divided by R square. In this case, our source charge is represented by capital Q, while Q2 is the positive test charge Q naught. If we place F in the ratio of E equals F by Q, Q naught will cancel out. Then we will have the equation for electric field created by the source charge Q. However, electric field is a vector quantity, so we need to multiply this equation by the unit vector r cap to indicate its direction. In this equation, we can see that test charge Q naught does not appear in the equation for the electric field created by the source charge. This means that the electric field created by the source charge is entirely independent of the test charge Q naught. This equation shows us that the electric field intensity is directly proportional to the magnitude of the source charge and inversely proportional to the square of the radius. This means that as we move away from the source charge, the electric field intensity exponentially decreases. And if we assume the radius to be infinite, the electric field intensity becomes zero. This indicates the range of the electric field created by a charge is infinite. As we did in the previous video, where we wrote the Coulomb force equation in complete vector form, Similarly, if we replace the unit vector r with r vector divided by magnitude of r vector, we will get the complete vector form of the electric field intensity. This is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught multiplied by q into vector r divided by r cube. Here we were discussing how a charge creates an electric field around itself and how we can use a test charge to measure the electric field intensity at a given point. Now let's understand how we can determine the electric field intensity at a given point due to multiple charges. Let's say we have three charges, Q1, Q2 and Q3. To measure the electric field intensity at point P due to these charges, we will place a positive test charge Q0 at point P. When we move toward point P from Q1, we will denote this displacement by a displacement vector Rp1. Similarly, we will denote the displacement of point P from Q2 and Q3 by vectors Rp2 and Rp3 respectively. We know that the electric field will be along the line joining the charges. Therefore, due to Q1, an electric field intensity E1 will be at point P. Similarly, effect of electric field intensity E2 and E3 will be at point P due to Q2 and Q3 respectively. Now, we can simply apply the superposition principle, which states that the total electric field at point P, denoted by EP, will be the vector sum of E1, E2, E3 and so on up to En, where n is the number of charges. Electric field E1 due to Q1 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 multiplied by unit vector Rp1 cap divided by the square of the magnitude of Rp1 vector. In the similar way, we can also write the equation for E2, E3 and so on for the other possible electric field by the nth possible charges, just like we did in the last video on the vector form of Coulomb force. We can write these equations in complete vector form as well. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.